What's going on, Kicks Gang? It's Heat Kicks back with another dope sneaker unboxing, and I'm super excited and happy to be back with you guys once again. As you guys probably noticed, I was out for the last week or so sick with a fever of 103.5 to the point to where I was back in a wheelchair again for a short period of time. I had medical appointments and literally could not walk to them because I was so sick. But anyways, I'm feeling a lot better, and I'm glad to be bringing you this video, and I'm super excited because I haven't seen anybody else with this sneaker. I haven't seen really any reviews, and it is a super insane sneaker that I haven't really seen anybody talk about, which absolutely blows my mind. But anyways, if you guys are new to the channel and you have not had a chance to subscribe, feel free to subscribe and smash that notification bell so you can get all my videos on demand. And with that, let's go ahead and get right into it. The sneaker I have for you guys today is the Converse Just Don ERX 260, and it is an absolutely dope sneaker. I haven't seen anybody talk about it. I haven't really seen anybody review it. Massive Converse box. This is definitely a different box than they usually use. As you can see, we've got that blue, we've got purple, magenta, yellow, and it's really cool. On the front of the box, instead of saying Cons, it says Don, since it is Just Don Converse. It's actually kind of a cool or neat play on words. You've got that little star there, and then of course you've got Just Don labeling here on the far side of the box, and then of course you've got all the pricing and labels on the other side of the box. Super dope box. It was actually nice to see a sneaker actually come in something different than a typical box that Converses or Nikes or Adidas usually come in. As you can see, like I said, it is a really big box, and it is the Just Don ERX 260, and bam. Let me go ahead and grab both of these sneakers out of the box. This is a sneaker that I have to do an in-depth review on because it is crazy. There's a ton of different materials that I've never had in a sneaker before, materials I'm sure a lot of you have not had in a sneaker before, and let's just go ahead and jump right into it. So we have the Just Don Converse ERX 260. Honestly, it's a model I had never heard of. It was a model that originally came out in the early 90s, and Just Don basically decided he was going to do his own spin on the ERX 260. As you guys know, Just Don is responsible for some of the greatest collabs that have ever come out. He's worked with Yeezy, he's worked with Virgil Abloh, he's worked with a lot of really big names. He's been kind of quiet the last couple years. He did some things with Nike that didn't really pop off. He just recently did the Nike 312, or Just Don 312, which was a dope silhouette. Also a high top silhouette similar to this one, but honestly this one's actually even higher than that. This is even higher than a Jordan 1. As you guys know, Converse is a secondary brand or a sister brand of Nike, so they're actually both owned by Nike, which is actually kind of neat. And after doing the Just Don 312, he basically jumped right in with Converse and did this next model. Just Don 312 wasn't as crazy limited as people actually thought it would be. I thought it would do a lot better than it did. As far as hype purposes and as far as selling out, a lot of those sneakers actually have sat on shelves. The first 3 to 4 colorways were the Just Don 312, and now they've done a lot of other colorways, but they're just the 312. So the Just Don name is not a part of that. I think it was only the first 3 or 4 colorways. But anyways, let's go ahead and get right into the review. We've got a lot to talk about. Starting with the outsole, as we always do, we've got this pink or magenta colorway, a white colorway here in the middle, and then a navy blue colorway on the outsole. Closer to the toe box, flipping to the side, we have a really cool tooling setup here. You can see that there's an off-white panel here, a magenta panel that comes up on the side here, and then of course that navy that we have from the bottom pops up on the side here. The rest of the base of that is just a solid white color. Let me go ahead and show you a couple of close-up views. As you can see, the entire upper of this silhouette is pony hair. It's really dope. It's actually a kind of weird texture, something that I'm definitely not familiar with, or something I have not had in hand before, and it was something something that drew me to the shoe. It's got the 90s colorway and the 90s type of tooling that you would see with shoes typical of the 90s, and of course that super high top. And then on the side where you'd have cons, it says Dons in that 90s coloring, which I thought was really dope. Again, another spin or play on words. Coming to the back, we've got this really plush, I'm not even sure what the material is, but plush white material that comes to the back. And honestly, this is the only part of the sneaker that is not covered in that pony hair. We've got the leopard print hits here up on the top. We've got those leopard hits in that chevron Converse design and gold star here on the side that we've come to expect with the Converse models. And then coming down closer to the toe box, we have this wing that comes down to hold the bottom lace. And then of course that same beige colorway on the toe box, which is pony hair as well. It's really dope. I mean, honestly, there's so much to show on this sneaker. Up here around the wing on the top, this is actually designed to look like lizard scales or dragon scales. That's also pony hair. Then we have these gold hits on the eyelets on the top and then also in the middle here. And then we've got super long, really long all white laces. Didn't come with any other laces or anything like that, which I was actually kind of surprised about, being that it is a collab. Let me go ahead and pull the laces down in the front. And then in 90s fashion, a massive, absolutely massive tongue. It says Dons on the front with the ERX 260 right beneath that. And honestly, I don't know if you guys can see this from the camera. Let me show you from the back and then let me show you again from the front. But I really cannot express to you enough how high and how large this tongue actually is. It's just really dope. This is honestly the highest high top model that I have, and just looking at it, looking at the silhouette, you can tell it's got that really dope 90s look. The pony hair on this is really neat too, because each different section of the color blocking or section of the sneaker has the pony hair, but in a different grain or in a different direction. So you can see here on the toe box, it goes in a forward direction. You can see on the mid panel here on the side, it goes in a downward direction. And then over here on the side, you can see where we have this kind of leopard print that goes in a forward direction as well. And then you can see there is a little bit of variation. This is more of like a lighter off-white color, kind of like some parts of the mudguard or the midsole. And then up here on the top, on the wing, where we have that kind of dragon-like print, and then wrapping around the back, you can see we do have some differences in that beige or tan colorway, which I think is really nice and contrasts the entire sneaker all together. Honestly, if you look at the different pieces individually, you wouldn't think that this sneaker would come together. You've got purple, orange, yellow, blue, leopard print, pony hair, tan, beige. It's really crazy, but honestly, that's something that Just Don is just really great at. He took a bunch of crazy different off-the-wall materials, put them all together, and made it into something truly amazing and truly special. And I'm super excited to have these in the collection. As I've said before, I don't get sneakers for the hype. I get them for the love of the sneaker, the design, and the colorway. And honestly, this is something that will set me apart from a lot of other people, because honestly, I haven't seen very many people even grab this shoe or talk about it. So hey, that's even better for me. Pretty much everything on it is that pony hair. We've got a little bit of a almost satin material on the back, and then there's a tiny little slit right here that's a piece of leather that honestly almost feels like suede. The materials on this are super premium. I was able to pick this up for retail $150, which honestly I thought was a very good price for the materials that are on this particular sneaker. And for those of you guys that are into the whole humanitarian, vegetarian thing, you know, protecting animals and everything like that, I actually did some research on the material, and this is not actual pony hair. And honestly, the technique that they used to make it, I thought was actually pretty neat. It's a similar leather that they use on most leather Jordans or leather Converse, and they have this technique of actually cutting it into really small, fine strands, and it actually comes comes out as pony hair. So I didn't even know this, but a lot of the Jordans and a lot of the sneakers in the last decade have not actually had real pony hair. That pony hair is actually a derivative of leather, which I thought was really, really neat. And then going on to the inside of the shoe, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this. Let me go and pull the lace out. Look, at, as you can see, it almost looks like it's got two sets of laces. They had to double tie it because they're so long. I'm not really sure why they're so long like that. And honestly, I wouldn't lace up the top of it because I want that big tongue to stick out. I might actually source or get new laces for these, something that's a little bit shorter, or maybe I'll do some kind of cool 90s lacing where they kind of drape down in the front. And then coming to the insole on the inside, I'm not sure that you guys will be able to see this. Let me try the other sneaker here. As you guys can see on the inside, it says Just Don and Converse, and then it's got that same kind of yellow, purple, and magenta colorway. Hits that are similar to the colors on the sneaker and the colors on the top of the box. Let me go ahead and grab the other sneaker. Again, let me go ahead and give you guys a couple last looks of this sneaker. Let's go ahead and look at that pony hair. Like I said, it's not like a suede where it has that booty backstroke motion. It actually feels kind of fragile, and honestly I think it's a sneaker that would be very warm. It's got a lot of insulation, and then having that additional leather slash pony hair on it, I think this was a perfect time of year for this sneaker to come out. It's going to be good for cold weather, and of course it's a high top, which is also good for cold weather as well. I would highly recommend keeping these out of the rain, the sleet, the snow, and the mud, because that will destroy the pony hair on the sneakers. These are more of a collectible to me, or a sneaker that I wear maybe once in a while in the winter on clear and sunny days. Right, here we go, one last look. Pony hair all over, hits of leopard skin, dope gold star here, Don's and 90s coloring instead of the Converse logo, and then of course really neat tooling here down on the bottom. And with that, let's go ahead and wrap it up. And like I had said earlier, if you guys are new to the channel and you have not had a chance to subscribe, feel free to subscribe and smash that notification bell so you guys can get all my videos on demand. It's Heat Kicks. I'm out.